Hey, warrior friends. I am so excited for today's warrior conversation with my warrior friend Shannon as we unpack what it means and how we can thrive in faith, food, and fitness. Hey, Shannon, I see you joining. I'm excited to get this party started. So, as soon as we add Shannon to this live, we will rock and roll. Hey, Allison. Those of you who are joining, we would love to say hello. So just drop a hi in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from today. We would love to say hi back to you and just thank you for joining us for this warrior conversation, whether you're joining us live or you're listening to this replay later. Hey, Shannon, I know you're in here, so you can go ahead and click the plus button that you see at the bottom of the screen to request to go live with me, and then I'll add you to the conversation. So at the bottom of your live, you should see like a little screen with a plus. Just click that, and then I will add you. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do, warrior friends. Oh, I think I see you. Hang tight. Yes, there we
Did it. Hi.
Oh my, it is so good to see you, y'all. We met at a conference this year and literally you were the first for you and your sister and your brother, the first people I meet at this conference. And then I hung out with you the entire week because I love you so much. You're
Thank
amazing.
you. I agree. It was such a pleasure to meet you. And it's just like we connected right from the start.
Oh yeah, 100%. You've just been such an encouraging friend for me, and I really value your warrior friendship in my life. And just how you pray for me, you encourage me, like you're a gift. And obviously there are people who haven't met you yet. And here I am like hyping Shannon up and they're like, I haven't met Shannon. So take a moment and introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you, Emily. So I'm Shannon Parker. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a wife for the last 15 years, mama of two. I help women thrive in faith, food, and fitness.
Hey, everybody, we're working on getting Shannon added back to the conversation. Hang tight. Thank you for your patience. There we are.
There we are. I don't know what happened.
I know, girl. It's all good. So we'll just pick up with introducing yourself. And I think the excitement, basically, Instagram is just sensing my excitement to talk with you so much. It's like, I don't know how to handle Emily's excitement. Like, let's go crazy. So, anyways, back to you.
And we're back. So I help women thrive in faith, food, and fitness. I also work full time in ministry. So I support a sisterhood of women in my work of building women up. So I believe in order for you to live a fulfilled life, you can't deny your soul and your connection to God. You also really need to take care of your physical body. And you also need to know that part of your healing is in the power of your food. So doing this work really has come out of my own health and healing journey. After I had my second child, my daughter, my body spiraled and I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I had to get an emergency gallbladder surgery. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. And so I dealt with autoimmune disease and conditions. And so there were so many things that impaired my ability to thrive. I felt like the walking dead. And so through that healing journey, I have literally walked through with faith, God's faithfulness, to see my body healed. And for me to see so many of the symptoms I dealt with reverse completely. And now that I have this gift, I really want women to be able to activate their life, their purpose, and their vitality through thriving in faith, food, and fitness. And that's how I started in this journey. And I'm not looking back. I'm looking forward.
Wow. Like, thank you for sharing your journey and how you're becoming who God made you to be. And you've talked about it's important to thrive in our faith, food, and fitness. Like, what does that look like? And especially speak to the warrior friend who's watching and they're like, yeah, I hear you, Shannon, but I'm busy. I'm running. I have no energy whatsoever. Like, what does that even mean and look like for me?
So the very first thing I would say to the woman who is super busy and overextended is that there is such a power in pausing. I think a lot of times as women, we just overlook what we feel. We feel something's off with our bodies and our minds, but we just keep going just because the demand is real. So I would encourage that woman to take a moment to really pause, assess what you're feeling, what you're sensing, and why you know you need more than just the day-to-day survival of the fittest. You know you need more. And so I want to give you permission to take that time for yourself. That's number one. How does thriving look? It's really taking the time to build new rhythms of routine that give you a support system to live life in a way that adds to the quality of your life. So it's you getting selective on what you do or don't do. It's you understanding, is this action furthering my goal? And that takes defining that goal. Asking yourself, is this action in alignment with my goals? And are my goals in alignment with my values? And am I living my life in that trajectory? If not, it's a perfect time to pause, assess, recalibrate, and build something new. Most of us need to do that within community because it's so hard to be isolated and alone, but figure out what motivates you and then build from there.
No, that's so powerful. And I think that even leads into, because my brain's starting to go, okay, I hear you. And if I'm busy and my step is to pause, like, how do I even do that? What does pausing look like for me? Like, for the warrior who's just like, I am just completely stuck here. How would you recommend they go about the pause?
I love that question. I think the first thing is that if you don't slow down, your body will literally break down. That's real, right? The
Yeah.
stress is overwhelming, stress impacts your immune system, and your body will literally make you sit down.
Yeah,
You get
literally.
one or two choices. Either you take the initiative or life will take you down for the moment for you to get yourself together and go from there. So I prefer the proactive approach. Right? So it's a decision. It's a choice. It's a choice. That's how you activate pausing and the power of pause. It's stopping in your mind and allowing yourself to really say, okay, what do I need now? I feel overextended. I'm tired. I have low energy. I feel low in my mood. Why is this happening and where do I need to go from here? You have to just stop. There's no other way around it. You literally have to take a moment, take 10 minutes and highlight, okay, this is how I'm feeling and I need to decide what I need to do from here. And then identify what's most important to you. Right? Are you feeling like your soul, like you really have lost connection with God? You know, are you feeling like, man, I'm overweight and I really let my health go? Or are you feeling like I'm just going through the drive-thru eating and just to survive in life and I feel awful? You've got to decide because no one can take that action for you. But it's empowering when you do because then you own your responsibility for your life, for your health, and then you really disrupt living life by default and just going with it, right? You know, the whole saying, life be like you actually disrupt that. And then now you say, you know what, I'm going to live my life by design, but you have to pause. There's no other way than you taking the action before life makes you have to pause. You be proactive and you stop and assess yourself because you have to listen in. There's no other way that no one else can tell you what you feel but you. And so you're going to have to be the one to articulate the need, communicate that, and figure out how to get the appropriate help and support that you need. And I think that's a big one because sometimes as, you know, alpha women or high producing ladies, we don't ask for help. When you pause, you're going to see a need. And then when you see the need, you need to be like, you know what? I need to be humble enough to realize I need support here.
Mm.
And then how, maybe it's a therapist meeting, maybe it's connecting to your church community, but you need to know that you can't isolate yourself and not get the help needed if you're going to go to the next level. If you want to stay stuck, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to actually break out of that, you're going to have to make a different decision. And that decision is going to need to position you to get the help that you need to move forward.
Drop the mic. Like, wow, that was so powerful. And I love what I heard from you is really the concept of getting curious about what's going on within you and then choosing to be you and identifying your next step forward. And I think it's easy to get caught in more of a shame guilt cycle that then just keeps you stuck. And rather than looking at how you're feeling in a shame filled way, being curious allows us to have that freedom of like, hey, what's going on? There's nothing wrong with me. I need to be curious about what's happening so I can move forward and become who I want to be.
I love
So,
that.
yeah.
I always say that, your body and your mind, it's speaking,
Yeah.
but you have to listen, right? If you feel an ache or you feel something, you have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that anything's terrible, but it does mean that you need to give attention to it. And you can really be proactive in your health and healing journey when you take that step of listening in.
Absolutely. You talked about the value of community, and I know that you have a community of warriors around you that you're encouraging and championing and equipping with resources. So if somebody was like, okay, I might even feel that nudge to ask for help or to start to learn what it means to get curious about pausing, how can people connect with you? What resources do you have? Like, tell us all the things.
Oh my goodness. So I love empowering women. I love empowering individuals and families. I think that that's part of the gift that we have in every new day. Like there's resources, there's answers, there's more. So for the person who wants to get started, I encourage you to connect either here on social media at Forever Finesse, but on my website at shannonparker.org, you can literally connect to my VIP email list, and I'm sending encouragement pretty much on a weekly basis. You're going to get encouragement. I send recipes so that you can nourish inside of your kitchen. You can take ownership of your health. It doesn't matter if you're a single head of your own household or you have a house full of people. You want to be the one to control your nutrition. And so recipes are a perfect resource to really equip you with how to start right where you are. Number two, I also provide faith fuel. So these are devotionals that I write out every single month. You're going to get encouragement because, as I said in the beginning, we're not just a physical shell, right? There's an inner part of our life, and that connection to God matters. So that's part of the pause, right? When you read a devotional, you're taking a couple of minutes to slow yourself down enough to really be encouraged and ministered to, and really to self-assess and connect to God in a powerful, personal way. So I love that element of the faith component that I share every month, and those who are my VIP email list. And then also you're going to get an invitation to be a part of my sisterhood where we thrive in faith, food, and fitness. If you want to activate it, so if it's more than just reading it or being on the sidelines, if you want to take action, I am your girl. I coach women and I propel women. I give them the Shannon push, as I call it. Do that because, again, I don't like isolation. And most people, when you think about when you have, accomplished the greatest sense of health as an adult woman, more than likely you had an accountability partner, a support group, you had a gym buddy, a personal trainer, you had accountability, and it matters. And that's sustainable. So we literally work out together 5 days out of the week, early in the morning, 6:05 a.m. But we work out, we meet up, and it becomes what I call our self-care sanctuary where God is at the center of it all. We have our videos up, we're huffing and puffing together, we're encouraging each other. And when we finish that 30-minute workout, we then affirm each other. It's a powerful thing. We affirm ourselves and then we affirm each other. It's just, I can't even put it into words. It's so good. It's so good. And so it's kept me sane and joyful. It's been a support system when life has been like, whoo, and you have to navigate. It gives you a place to come back to. It's a support system that's so real. So that's for the woman who wants to activate thriving in faith, food, and fitness. And also my signature program is my Nourish program. If you know you need support in your health, like nutrition is like that barrier, then I offer 4 weeks to nourish, typically 1 to 4 times a year. And it's something that really equips women in their kitchen. So there's more, but I'm going to just give you that.
I mean, I don't know about y'all who are watching and listening, but I'm ready for that Shannon push that you talked about. Let's go. I love it. You're amazing. I mean, you've equipped us with some really tangible warrior steps, from pausing, getting curious, asking yourself questions, surrounding yourself with community, identifying what you need and being able to verbalize that for yourself, choosing to be you. I mean, so many practical steps you've equipped us with to activate living and thriving in faith, food, and fitness. And as we close out today's warrior conversation, is there any other warrior encouragement that you want to share with warrior friends?
So I would say this, that you absolutely matter. You matter right where you are. And yes, it's great to have goals. We need those goals. They keep us ignited, but don't forget to love yourself in the process, and don't let your desire to accomplish something outweigh how powerful this process is. And I believe that when you take the time to have compassion on yourself, number one, you're more compassionate with others. Number two, you get to receive more, because compassion is a position of humility. It's a position of honor and dignifying yourself, while at the same time having a confident expectation for the future. You can hold both, and you can do it well. So I would encourage you to not have self-deprecating thoughts, to not have toxic inner thoughts where you can give to others but you can't receive for yourself, where you can uplift others but you can't uplift yourself. That you really begin to say, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself for me, because I know that I'm a daughter of the King. I know that when I honor this temple he's given me, that honestly, I'm honoring him. And it should be really an outpour of honor and worship to God to take care of yourself, because we're made in his image, and God is so good, multifaceted, amazing, that you want to dignify that. So I would say, love yourself in the process. You matter, and don't you dare give up on you.
So good. I mean, I literally needed all of your warrior words of wisdom today. Thank you. So timely, so encouraging. Really, like, and I'm not just saying it, you are a gift to me and to BecomingMe.TV. I love you so much, and I'm cheering you on as you're becoming who God made you to be, warrior friend. Woo-hoo.
Thank you so much, Emily. You rock. Thank you for being an encourager. Thank you for being an activator. Thank you for listening well, and for your heart for God and the kingdom. I really appreciate you inviting me to your table. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. And thank you for all of you who joined us, whether you joined us live in this warrior conversation or you're listening on the podcast later. As Shannon so beautifully said, you matter. And we're really glad that you were here today. So have a great rest of your night, warrior friends. Thank you. Bye.